It ended with yet more records for the record champions.
9 in a row for Bayern München.
It ended with pure emotion.
13 years at Bayern come to an end, a 10-time Bundesliga champion.
And it ended in legendary fashion.
The record they said would never be broken is now his and his alone.
We look back on an outstanding season for the title winners, Bayern München.
This is the Bundesliga. Bayern kick off their first home game of 2020 against Schalke.
It was a big game, but only for Bayern, as they dispatched Schalke with an 8-0 thrashing.
Robert Lewandowski to open his account for the season, and you'd have put your house on him scoring that. How many is he going to score this season?
Most of the people think that he can score 40 like Gerd Müller in the 70s.
It's certainly possible with the team he's got behind him.
Someone clearly had an inkling, but Robert Lewandowski can also produce amazing assists as well.
Oh, beautiful stuff. That is the assist of the season already.
And with the score already 6-0, two players managed to open their Bayern accounts.
Now the chance for Sané to score against his old side, which he takes with both hands. This young man has got such a past behind him already and such a future in front of him.
And then history was made as Jerome Boateng became the youngest player ever to score in the Bundesliga for Bayern.
Number 8 arrives courtesy of Jerome Boateng, born in 2003, ladies and gentlemen.
But a huge surprise followed on match day 2. Bayern never really got going. Hoffenheim were clinical and won 4-1 thanks to a familiar face, former Bayern reserve coach Sebastian Hoeneß.
Big Boo into the centre. Neuer on his own. Neuer concedes again. And it's Andre Kramaric. And Bayern are 3-1 down. They only have themselves to blame. Hoffenheim reminding Bayern that they are just mortal.
Wins against Hertha Berlin and Arminia Bielefeld had Bayern back on track. But there was bad news on match day 5.
Well, that is bad news indeed. The man they call the Road Runner, that is a huge blow for Bayern München.
Alphonso Davies would be sidelined for several months with an ankle injury, but it was still a happy ending on the pitch for the champions.
This is Lewandowski, and you know the outcome. Any part of that body is a weapon from the prolific Pole. It's Bayern 1, Frankfurt 0. It's got to be goal number, yes it is, 5! And it is in there from the young man, Jerome Boateng gets his second goal.
The league leaders then took to the Bundesliga's biggest stage on match day 7. The world was watching as Germany's top 2 went head-to-head.
Welcome to Signal Iduna Park. Borussia Dortmund against Bayern München. This is der Clasico.
And the game couldn't have started much worse for Bayern as they lost Joshua Kimmich to injury.
Doesn't look good. Oh, this is awful news for not only Bayern, of course, but for Germany as well.
And then Dortmund took the lead.
Guerrero's got inside. Cut back, Royce! Goal, Marco Royce! The captain sending Dortmund fans around the world a very good reason.
But Bayern are Bayern and will level again not long after.
Big wall. Alaba, it took a deflection, it was something special. That's exactly the right response from Bayern, and it's all square.
Bayern were the better team in the second half and went ahead through Lewandowski before Sané rounded things off.
Now, Leroy Sané, shooting chance taken. That's a great shot from Leroy Sané to make it 3-1 to Bayern.
Bayern were top and flying, but they began to stall. Draws against Leipzig and Union Berlin saw Leverkusen move into first place. A few days before their visit to the Bayer Arena, history was made as Manuel Neuer was named the best FIFA men's goalkeeper, and Robert Lewandowski became the first Bundesliga player to win the best FIFA men's player for 2020.
Ich freue mich sehr, dass habe ich so einen großen Preis gewonnen und alles, was wir mit der Mannschaft gewonnen, jede Trophäe, das ist die wichtigste, was kann sein.
And only a few days later, he showed just why he's the best. The Leverkusen game looked to be heading to a draw until Lewandowski had his say.
But they need to be careful not to let Bayern in, not to let Lewandowski have his shot, and Lewandowski score and break Leverkusen's hearts. The best FIFA men's player 2020 has shown exactly why he won that award.
Lewandowski, best player in the world right now. It's amazing to learn from him, you know, getting feedback from him.
It was Lewandowski's 17th goal after 13 match days to equal Bayern legend Gerd Müller's Bundesliga record at that stage and continue the hunt for his all-time record of 40 goals from 1971-72. Bayern were top again and would still be by the halfway stage. They picked up 16 of a possible 21 points from their first 7 games of the Rückrunde to keep themselves ahead, but Leipzig weren't far behind. There was no room for a slip, especially in the season's second Clasico.
Welcome to Munich and the Allianz Arena. This is Der Clasico, a fixture of global renown, and the world is watching.
But it was Borussia Dortmund who raced out to the box, and Erling Haaland had them 2 up inside 9 minutes.
Haaland's first shot on goal, and what a way to open the scoring! Erling Haaland continues to prove that he can do it on the biggest stages of all. Dortmund double their lead. It's Haaland again. They've come flying out of the box like an Olympic sprinter in Munich.
It spurred Bayern on, and they have a trump card in Lewandowski. From 2-0 down, he brought it back to 2-2, and the game was level until the 88th minute.
And Goretzka! The turnaround is complete! In dramatic fashion, just minutes from the end, Bayern complete their comeback. A goal that will have serious ramifications for the title race in the Bundesliga.
Lewandowski then completed his hat-trick in stoppage time to secure a big win in the title race, and yet more important goals in his hunt for the all-time scoring record. Bundesliga legend Lothar Matthäus was certain he'd do it, even back then.
Es ist ein Wahnsinn, was der leistet. Lewandowski schießt Minimum 41 Tore dieses Jahr und knackt den Rekord von Gerd Müller.
Matchday 27 saw their crunch clash with closest rivals Leipzig. A hard-fought game, but assist king Thomas Müller ensured Bayern would reign supreme.
Run from Müller. First touch. Very good. Lays it off. That's the first goal of the game. Smacked home by Leon Goretzka. Laid up on a plate by Thomas Müller. That's what Thomas Müller does very, very well indeed. That's it. It's finished. Leipzig 0, Bayern München 1. There is very little chance of Bayern slipping up from here.
It all but decided the title, with Bayern now 7 points clear. A Dortmund win against Leipzig meant Bayern kicked off against Gladbach as champions again.
Welcome to Munich's Allianz Arena, home of the side that have won the Meisterschale for an awe-inspiring, never-achieved-before 9th time in a row.
The game turned into a procession as they thrashed Borussia Mönchengladbach 6-0. Man of the match, of course, was Lewandowski with his hat-trick, and now 39 goals for the season. The title in the bag, it was time to rewrite the history books.
A man who's taken penalties for years and years and years, but this is one of his most important ever. Robert Lewandowski to equal the records! Robert Lewandowski, an all-time Bundesliga great, is now a legend, and he knows who he's got to thank. Gerd Müller has now got a partner.
Lewandowski was level with Gerd Müller and even had the chance to surpass him on the final day. And another Müller was still at it, as Thomas Müller set up his 17th and 18th goals of the season against Freiburg to claim the Bundesliga's top provider crown once again. The final day was about goodbyes as Jerome Boateng, Javi Martinez and David Alaba, 3 two-time treble winners, played their final Bayern game. Coach Hansi Flick was also leaving after picking up 7 trophies in just 20 months in charge.
It was a short time, but it was a really successful time together. We won everything.
But then all eyes were on Robert Lewandowski.
Back to Alaba, and he's found Lewandowski! Sané with the shot, it's going to fall for Lewandowski! And finally he does it! The record they said would never be broken is now his and his alone! 41 goals in a single Bundesliga season! Robert Lewandowski writes yet another chapter in the history books. Gerd Müller's record stood for 49 years. Now he's smashed it. He is a Bundesliga legend.
I don't know exactly what I did, maybe yet, but I'm very proud, I'm very happy, and emotions are very high.
It was the icing on the cake of another record-breaking season with a 9th straight Bundesliga title and 4th consecutive top scorer crown for Lewandowski. How can Bayern top all of that? All we know is that they will try their best. What was your greatest Bayern moment from last season? Let us know in the comments.